Brian College, and in my spare time I fish northwest UK waters in search of a double figure carp. Spending hours on the bankside striving to get you the best fishing content. I'll bring you fishing with my family and with my friends, and also with the mighty chat.
Fishy, fishy, wonga, 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 fishy. Oh, fishy, fishy, wonga, wonga, fishy. Ooh, oh, oh. Do you like that?
Yeah, welcome to Aquatic College.
Well, good morning, welcome to Aquatic College. My name is Bri, and today I am trying something new, and I'm gonna try specimen fishing. So today I've come to Brookside Fisheries. I'm on the Specimen Lake, which is linear lake. So yeah, they've got carp up to £29, and they've got ghost koi and some normal koi that are about £18. Orange fish, really nice. And they also have cats up to £45. So yeah, I've been in about 20 minutes. I had pellets, my usual method feeder fishing, so I had pellets on for the first 20 minutes or so. Had a run on my right hand rod up against the lilies. Had it on for about 4 minutes, got it out the lilies, got it close in, and unfortunately it was a hook pull. It was only about £4 anyway, but yeah, I thought it was going to be a cracking start. Now I've switched my rods over, so on the left hand rod I've got luncheon meat on a hair rig, and then on my right hand rod I am switching to one of these setups. So that's a pop-up on a Ronnie rig. So it is quite reedy, so I've put a Ronnie rig on so it sits on top of the weed, and yeah, and that's where we're at. So I'm only here till 5 o'clock, so and it's now 8:30, so yeah, fingers crossed we'll get some fish. So keep on watching, and wish me luck on my first specimen session.
Now my rods, my left hand rod, I did have it up against this islet this morning with pellet on. Now I've switched it to meat. I've put it in the middle. Apparently years ago this used to be 2 lakes, with this island used to be a walkway all the way down the middle. So I'm thinking if the catfish are in the deep water, they're going to be in the middle channel, because apparently it slopes down either side and there's a channel in the middle. So I've got my luncheon meat on that one, and then my right hand rod is over just off this bank of lilies. That's where I got the run this morning on the pellet, and now I've just switched it over to the pop-up, and scattered some baits out, so hopefully we get one. The guys over there have had a a catfish this morning, £20, and last night they had a £17 carp and a few catfish as well, a few mid-doubles. So yeah, fingers crossed. There's a bit of fizzing going on there, so I'm hoping the carp are feeding. But yeah, welcome to specimen fishing. It's not a runs water, so it's the waiting game, but it is a really nice venue. I've just seen a fox over on that bank there. I think it was trying to get some of the waterfowl. But yeah, Canada geese over there, rabbit holes along the back, bird feeders in the tree. My idea of paradise. So while I'm waiting about 8 hours for a bite, I can hopefully get some photographs. Two things I've learned from specimen fishing today. One, you've got to be really patient to wait for a bite. And number two, god damn, you eat so much food. All I've done is eat all day, watching YouTube waiting for a bite. 2 hours left, not a bite at all. The guys on the far side have had a couple of catfish. They're up in the corner, up against the edge. I've seen a carp jump, seen a white koi swimming round over their side, but nothing on this side. No runs, no bites whatsoever. My left hand rod, I've switched it now. I was using the luncheon meat. I'm now using a 15mm Robin Red. So I've got that with half a pop-up on, just so I keep it suspended just above the weed. And then on the right hand rod, I've now got a 12mm Carp Freaks pop-up on. So which is one of these little pop-ups. But yeah, nothing. Specimen fishing, whole different ball game. Sat here impatient, say all I'm doing is eating. So hopefully I'll get a bite. 2 hours left. Fingers crossed. I'd really like a catfish. The guys caught a £16 one, looked really nice. I'm praying that I catch one, but as the hours go by, less and less optimistic. After seeing all these specimen people fishing in the blanking session after session after session, I'm starting to get a taste of what it's like, but I'm going to persevere. So hopefully, keep on watching, I'll bring you a catfish. Well, it's 4 minutes past 4, still no bites. If I didn't think things could get any worse, I'm down to my last bit of coffee and my last biscuit. So yeah, still nothing. It's got a bit colder now, it's starting to rain a little bit, but still no bites. Mark the bailiff's come round, pointed out a spot just off the island, and he's pointed off another spot that's just next to the lilies. So I'm hoping these are 2 little bits of information, I might get a fish. There's only one guy that's caught. The other guy that I've just been speaking to hasn't caught any carp or catfish, and he's been here 24 hours, but the guy next to him has. So it's looking grim, but I've still got a chance. So yeah, wish
wish me luck. I'll see you in a minute either way. Well, good evening. You join me on my second specie session. 2 rods out. One of them has got my carp rig on it, which is a 12mm pop-up, and the other one has got 2 catfish pellets, and they are absolutely disgusting. These, which are CCN baits and the 18mm fermented salmon. I was making rigs last night, and my girlfriend could smell them from downstairs. That's how bad they are. And I only got 2 out of the packet to make a hair rig, and they absolutely stunk the house out. So yeah, I've got those on my catfish rod. I'll show you where I'm casted in a minute. And then my left hand rod has got the Mark Pictures Carp Freaks. So it's 12mm pop-up, and that is over in the near side margin in the lilies. So yeah, I'll show you my 2 spots. I'm only here for about 3.5 to 4 hours, so just to get a little taste of specie fishing, hoping to nick a bite. I've been speaking to a lot of the anglers on here today, and over that a lot of them fish 24 hours. A lot of them have had cats out, mainly in the night, in the early morning and late evening, and there's a couple of carp come out around 16 pounds, so I'd take either of those today. So probably got a good chance of catching a catfish hopefully when it cools down a bit. It is absolutely roasting. It was chucking it down with rain and dull this morning. I was dead excited thinking yes, perfect weather. And then by the time I got here at about 4 o'clock, it was 22 degrees, absolutely roasting, and probably the worst conditions for carp. It was flat calm and catfish, so it's starting to cool down a bit now. I think it's down to about 17 degrees and it's 6:30. So yeah, 2.5 hours, maybe 3. Hopefully I'll get a fish. So if not, then I'll take some pictures of wildlife. So my rods are out, and my right hand rod, which is my catfish rod, is about 20 foot or so off this island. It's out there with 2 18mm absolutely disgusting salmon pellets, fermented salmon, absolutely stink, and I've fired a couple out around there. So that's my right hand rod, and then my left hand rod, which is the carp rod. It's got a 12mm pop-up on a Ronnie rig, and that's just cast off these lilies here. I've seen a couple of fish jumping down this side, a couple of carp. So I've got my rod up against there. I've seen a bit of movement down this side. So it's really sunny at the moment. Hoping as it cools down a bit, it brings the carp on a bit more. But yeah, it's a real nice venue. There's only me and 2 other people fishing, which is over in the hot spot, which is over in this corner here. This is classed as the best peg. We've got 2 guys fishing there. Well, as the hours went by, unfortunately the only action on my peg was from the wildfowl. Managed to get a couple of pictures, but unfortunately that was the only action. Well, it's 7:30 and I've had not so much as a bite. Lovely and peaceful. Just no fish. Well, good morning, it's session 3 and I am back on the Specimen Lake, and today I've chosen the peg in the corner. So last time you saw me I was fishing in the middle of the lake over towards the island, and then my left hand rod was against the lilies, but in that corner where all the lily pads were, there was a load of splashing around, loads of fish. So today I'm back in the corner peg. My right hand rod is over towards the lilies. In between there's a carp bean jumping out there this morning, and then my left hand rod is the catfish rod, and that is over in the middle of the lake, where the bailiff Mark told me there was like a holding place for catfish. So got here at 8 o'clock. It's now 20 past 8. I'm here till about 4:30. Staying on this peg this morning. I've spoke to the only other 2 guys on the lake who are in the hotspot corner. They've had 7 cats overnight and 2 carp, mainly through the night. They had one of them in daylight, but that is the hotspot in that corner. They're going at 12, so I'm going to hold out here this morning. Hopefully I'll get over in that corner at 12 and then might have a better chance. But yeah, I'm optimistic today. Seeing carp moving around. It's sunny, which I didn't really want. I wanted it to be overcast, but it's nice and sunny and warm, so the fish will be lively, and hopefully we'll get a fish. I'm more confident today than what I've been. I've learnt a lot over the last 2 short sessions. Now I've got the right bait, I've got the right spots. It's just, hopefully it's a matter of time. But this is specimen fishing. I'm not actually expecting to catch, but I've got the best chance I've got today. So I'm just going to drink my brew, eat lots of food, and hopefully I'll get a fish on the bank. So it's just after 10 and the guys have gone a little bit early, so I've managed to get into what I call catfish corner. The cats, I've been told, are out here. So I've got my catfish rod out there in the middle with a load of pellets around them, and then my carp rod is just to the left of these lilies, so it's up against the edge, probably about 2 foot off the edge. So I've cast it out there with my 12mm pop-up. I've had a walk around with a load of pellets and sweet corn, that mix that I used earlier, and I've chucked the remainder of that in that margin. So I've seen carp jump down this edge, all the way down this edge. So I've got my carp rod out there, I've got my catfish rod out here. So the guy said parallel with these silver trees, so I've got it about there. So I've got a feeling this is the best chance. I'm going to give it a few hours with the carp rod till about 12. If I get anything on the catfish rod, I might switch the catfish rod over, with it being the catfish hotspot. I thought I may as well maximise on it if I get a cat. But yeah, depending on what fish I get, I might switch my rods over. It's 10 o'clock, got till 4:30. There's no one else on the lake other than me. It's like having my own private fishery. So I've got no excuse about angling pressure. The only pressure is on me to catch a catfish. So yeah, I've got no excuses now if I don't get one today. I'm crap at fishing. So an update, 20 to 12, really warm, no fish, but there's a heron over there and he's fishing, and he seems to be catching more fish than me. Well, after 17 hours of fishing, my catfish rod's finally gone. 13.5 pounds of catfish. Had it on for 15 minutes trying to get it in. Finally I've got it in. As I had it in the net, my other rod went. Unfortunately it came up after 5 minutes, so I'm getting knocks again now. But yeah, weight's finally paid off. 13.5 pounds. Apparently this is average. So hate to imagine what a 30 and a 45 pound one's like, but chuffed to bits. Gonna get a couple of photos, get it back, and by the way it's going, I should be able to get some more. Well, I've just missed another catfish, so whilst I reeled in, I'll show you what I'm using. So my bait is 2 18mm fermented salmon pellets. They are absolutely disgusting. And then with this I've made a braided hair rig, and I've taken off the coating for the hair, and then that goes to a size 4 catfish. It's an eagle claw hook, and then the braid goes up to a swivel, and then on there I've got the ejector lead system, and then that's a 2 ounce or 2 gram, it's got number 2 in it, pear lead. So that's what I'm using. That's what I caught the catfish on. So I'm going to put it back out, and hopefully we'll catch another one. Well, I think I found that gravel spot that the 2 guys fishing before me told me about, because I flipped my rod back out, didn't even change the pellet, and as I was filming that other fish, my rod's gone again. So this one's a tiny bit bigger, a few pounds bigger, 13 3/4. So yeah, cracking fight, really good scrap. My arms are aching, so I'm not complaining. I'm gonna get it back out, and a 20 would be great. Nothing on the carp rod, so I think I'm going to switch it back over to a catfish as well, and see if we can get a couple more. But absolutely cracking.
So every time I cast out, those pellets leave a little oil spot. So now I know where to fire the pellets out to. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Level with this point all the way out. I think there's like a ridge that goes all the way to that island, and that's where the guys before me said aim towards. So yeah, now I've changed them both to catfish rods. See if I can get another one. Now I can see why Mark recommended these fermented salmon pellets, because as I'm firing out singles, each one is leaving an oily patch. It just shows how much attractant and how much oil is in a single 18mm pellet. Well, my optimism was short-lived, because other than a couple of runs where I struck into nothing, the only action that was in my swim for the rest of the afternoon were these cheeky ducks.
Well, that's it. Session 3 is over. No more catfish. Got those 2 that were just over 13.5 pounds, and no carp. But really enjoyed it. I was hoping today just 1 catfish would do me, and I've managed to get 2. That's going to be it for a couple of weeks now before I do another Specie session, which will probably be in September time. So as always, well, no. If you want to subscribe. If you want to like my video, then like it. If you just want to watch it and enjoy it, then I appreciate that. So I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching.